it worked for their family. The house became the stable center of the York family's life, a place where both daughters could return even as they built their own careers and families. But Andrew's association with Jeffrey Epstein changed everything. The disastrous November 2019 Newsnight interview, where Andrew attempted to explain his friendship with the convicted sex offender, backfired spectacularly. He claimed he couldn't sweat due to a medical condition from the Falkland War, and said he was at Pizza Express in Woking on a night when he was accused of meeting one of Epstein's victims. The public didn't buy it. Within days, Andrew was forced to step back from royal duties. By January 2022, following a civil lawsuit filed by Virginia Giuffre, the Queen stripped him of his military titles and royal patronages. He settled the lawsuit out of court for a reported £12 million, though he admitted no wrongdoing. King Charles, once he took the throne in September 2022, made it clear that the new era would look different. The slimmed-down monarchy he'd been talking about for years was becoming reality, and Andrew, no longer a working royal, living in a 30-room mansion maintained by the Crown Estate, became an obvious target for consolidation. Reports emerged in late 2022 that Charles wanted Andrew to move to Frogmore Cottage, the much smaller 5-bedroom home on the Windsor estate that Prince Harry and Meghan had renovated before moving to California. Andrew refused. According to sources close to the family, he believed the 75-year lease protected him, and he wasn't going anywhere. But the king apparently had other plans. By cutting off the annual £1 million he'd been providing to Andrew and removing the privately funded security team guarding Royal Lodge, Charles applied financial pressure that made it almost impossible for Andrew to maintain the property. The upkeep alone on a Grade 2 listed mansion like Royal Lodge runs into hundreds of thousands of pounds annually. Without the king's support, Andrew couldn't afford it. Now comes the final blow. According to multiple reports, Andrew has been given until Easter to vacate Royal Lodge. The most likely destination is a property on the Sandringham estate in Norfolk. While Sandringham is beautiful and beloved by the royal family, moving from Windsor to Norfolk is a significant demotion. It puts Andrew further from London, further from the center of royal life, and in a much smaller home. Here's where it gets particularly painful for Beatrice and Eugenie. Property expert Elliot Castle explained that a 75-year lease on a Crown Estate property carries real value. In the world of high-end real estate, long-term leaseholds can be leveraged, and in some cases, they can be passed down or reassigned. While Andrew didn't own Royal Lodge outright, the remaining 50-plus years on that lease had financial worth. His daughters could have potentially retained some interest in the property, or at the minimum, they might have been able to continue living there under certain arrangements. But once the lease is terminated or surrendered, that value evaporates. There's nothing left to inherit. Royal Lodge goes back to the Crown Estate free and clear, with no claims attached. For Beatrice and Eugenie, the door has closed entirely. Both sisters have handled their father's scandals with remarkable grace. They've supported him privately while maintaining their own public lives. Beatrice, 36, works in the tech industry and is married to property developer Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi. They have 2 children together, plus Edoardo's son from a previous relationship. Eugenie, 34, is married to Jack Brooksbank and has 2 young sons. She works in the art world and has been vocal about causes like ocean conservation and anti-slavery efforts. Neither sister receives public funding or carries out a full schedule of official royal duties, but they're still very much part of the family. They attend Trooping the Color, Royal Ascot, and family Christmas gatherings. They're close with their cousins, particularly Princess Anne's children, Zara and Peter, and they've maintained a relationship with Prince William despite the ongoing tensions between William and their father. The loss of Royal Lodge hits them in a way that goes beyond financials. It's the loss of a family seat, a place that represented their connection to the Windsor estate and to their royal heritage. They're now in the same position as many non-working royals, people with titles and family connections, but no guaranteed place within the institution itself. The financial loss for Andrew is estimated at around £500,000, though some sources suggest it could be higher. That figure accounts for the forfeited lease value and the sunk costs of 2 decades of renovations and maintenance. Andrew poured millions into Royal Lodge over the years, upgrading everything from the plumbing to the decor. By being forced out decades before the lease's end, he's walking away with all of that investment with nothing to show for it. Where does Royal Lodge go from here? The most persistent rumor is that it's being earmarked for Prince William and Catherine. They currently live in Adelaide Cottage, a relatively modest 4-bedroom home on the Windsor estate. It's comfortable and private, but as the future king and queen with 3 growing children, they'll eventually need more space. Royal Lodge would provide that, along with the security infrastructure already in place. However, moving the Wales family into a 30-room mansion at a time when Britain is facing economic challenges could create PR headaches. The optics of evicting one royal to install another might not play well, particularly if it looks like William is benefiting from his uncle's downfall. King Charles is acutely aware of public perception, which is why this entire process has been handled with such deliberate care. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the Royal Lodge situation, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. It helps us continue bringing you detailed analysis of the stories shaping the royal family. The relationship between King Charles and Prince Andrew has always been complicated. They're brothers, but they've never been particularly close. Charles, as the heir, was always the serious one, focused on his duties and his causes. Andrew was the spare, the dashing naval officer who enjoyed the perks of royal life without the same level of responsibility. Their mother, Queen Elizabeth, was known to have a soft spot for Andrew, her favorite son, according to many royal biographers. She reportedly provided financial support and protection even when his scandals emerged. But King Charles doesn't have that same sentimental attachment. As king, his priority is protecting the institution. The Andrew problem has been a persistent crisis for the palace, damaging the monarchy's reputation at a time when public support for the royal family is already fragile. By reclaiming Royal Lodge and moving Andrew out of the public eye, Charles is sending a clear message. Scandal has consequences, and no one is immune. For Sarah Ferguson, this move represents another upheaval in a life that's already been full of them. Fergie has been remarkably loyal to Andrew throughout everything, standing by him even when her own reputation suffered by association. She's built a successful career as an author and media personality, and she's been open about her financial struggles in the past, including the infamous cash for access scandal in 2010. Moving out of Royal Lodge will be difficult for her as well, though she's proven time and again that she's a survivor. The York family has always been close-knit despite the scandals. Beatrice and Eugenie have supported their father and mother through every crisis, and that loyalty is admirable. But loyalty doesn't change the practical reality. Their family home is gone, and with it, any assumption that their royal heritage would provide them with permanent security. As we watch this unfold, it's worth remembering that the British monarchy has survived far worse than this. The institution has weathered abdications, divorces, scandals, and revolutions. What matters is how it adapts. King Charles is making difficult decisions that may cause personal pain within his family, but from his perspective, they're necessary to ensure the monarchy's survival. The Royal Lodge saga is a reminder that nothing in royal life is permanent. Titles can be stripped, homes can be reclaimed, and status can evaporate overnight. For Andrew, it's the final humiliation in a long fall from grace. For Beatrice and Eugenie, it's a harsh lesson about the changing nature of the royal family and their place within it. What do you think about King Charles's decision? Is he being too harsh on his nieces by terminating the lease on their family home? Or is this a necessary step to protect the monarchy's reputation? And does Andrew deserve any sympathy given the millions he's lost? Or is this simply the consequence of his own choices? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on this complicated family situation. If you found this analysis helpful, please share it with other royal watchers and make sure you're subscribed for more in-depth coverage of the stories shaping the House of Windsor. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.